Hello everyone, welcome to the beer garden. Joshua is absent today, but we will still include his selections in the show. But Joe is back today along with Steve and myself for this very special meeting because we are going to have a day meeting at Happy Valley on Sunday. Usually, we have the weekend meeting at Charene in Hong Kong, but it is time for the turf track to be renovated for the winter grass seeding. So it is only an once in a season Happy Valley Day meeting on Sunday. Hope you will have fun. As usual, we will first discuss the treble race 8 to race 10, and then we will tell you our best bet and value bet. So starting with race 8, the first leg of the treble, it is a class 3 over 1650 meters. Steve, who do you like in race 8?
I went for number 3, Escape Route. I thought it was an interesting race. Nimble Nimbus won last time, and he won with Zone D back in 5th. And I think it'll be quite close between the two at the revised weights. And of course, Zone D has Zach Purton on board this time. But number 3, Escape Route, John Size, Alexis Bedell. He was a nice horse last season, and he won a very nice 1400-meter race at Charene in front of Keefe. And there's some good horses in that race. There was Keefe and likes of Sylvester as well, who's gone on to better things. So yes, for me, I'll take Escape Route. He had a nice barrier trial recently, and this is his seasonal debut. But I'm hoping he's fit enough, and the barrier trial he had was very encouraging. So I thought that Nimble Nimbus had a good chance for back-to-back victories, but I thought there was a nice bit of value to be had in Escape Route, who is unexposed at this distance.
Yes, so number 3, Escape Route. He ran well for several times at the end of last season at Happy Valley, and this time Wagner Borgens takes the ride for the seasonal debut. Joe, how about you? Who do you like in race 8? But
Race
we can't
eight.
see you at this moment. Sorry,
Oh, it's
we can
okay.
only
I
hear
have
you.
to. Yeah, I have to switch it over to the form because I'm on my phone. But I'll tell you what it is. It's number 9, Seaweed
Yeah.
Fortune, with Vincent Ho. I watched his last race and it looked pretty impressive, carrying the top weight in that one. And he was inside, and then he had to peel all the way out to the the 5 path at the top of the lane, and ended up exploding and winning by like almost a length. So I think that was a pretty good performance. But all of his other ones haven't been. I guess on his day he'll be really good, but I'm not concerned about having the up in class. But he's a 7-year-old, and he's facing against a lot more tougher like Zone D, Nimble Nimbus, Escape Route, as Steve has mentioned. But I think Seaweed Fortune has a really good explosive turn of foot at the end, and I think he could try to get another victory after his season debut at Happy Valley. So I'm gonna go with a number 9, Seaweed Fortune.
Yeah, so number 9, Seaweed Fortunes, he is a two-time course and distance winner who is seeking for a back-to-back win under Vincent Ho again. Do you like eating the seaweed, Joe?
Yeah, I love the seaweed. I like sushi.
Yeah, me too. I do.
So it would be a fortune if he wins.
Yeah, that will be good. And for Joshua, his selection will be number 4, Red Majesty. I'm also expecting a good value for him. If he is able to lead again, there is a good chance for him. And for my selection, 4 of us have different picks here. I think this is quite a wide open race. I will go for the top weight, number 1, Song Di, because he already had 2 starts this season. Both were jumping from a wide draw like this time. But it is interesting to see that Zach Purton takes the ride. Because he is quite suitable for riding such a lazy horse, I would say. So last season in early December, Cypherton rode Songdi to run second. It was also carrying the top weights from a wide draw. So this time also top weight and wide draw again for him. But I expect him to perform better as he already had 2 runs this season. So he did show a strong turn of foot in the home straight, but it were too late for him. So hopefully with Cypherton on board this time, he will have a better run. So to recap the first leg of the treble in race 8, Steve goes for number 3, Escape Route. Joe goes for number 9, Seaweed Fortune. And Joshua likes number 4, Red Majesty. And I will go for number 1, Song Di. So the second leg of the treble will be race 9. It is a class 2 over 1200 meters. Steve, who do you fancy in race 9?
Well, I thought this was a fantastic race and quite tricky too. I went for Majestic Star. I picked him last time when he won very nicely over this distance on the dirt at Charene, and he beat Campione there, who was a strong fancy. That great day where Zach Purton won 7 races, and this was probably one of the ones that everyone expected him to win, and of course he never. But he certainly did well, of course, and Harry Bentley had the hat-trick. But yes, Majestic Star, an interesting horse, 6 from 16, a fantastic strike rate, and the horse that's really improving. He's gone from a rating of 74 to 99 for Danny Shum in roughly 10 months. And I think, in theory, it should be quite close between himself and Rewarding Together, because on their seasonal reappearance, Majestic Star was 5th to Fantastic Treasure. Back in 10th was Rewarding Together. Not much between them, remember, a couple of lengths or something. I think Rewarding Together had a harder trip that day. And I guess, in theory, on £8 better terms, it should be quite close between them. But I just think Majestic Star is such a likeable horse. He's still progressing, and he's excellently drawn in gate number 2. And I think even on those worst terms, I think he could possibly confirm his superiority. And of course, it's a very open race. Campione is interesting, but in gate 12 is difficult for him to overcome, as is the top weight. And I think at a price, Astrology is interesting too. Douglas White had some good form last year, and he's an interesting horse. But for me, Majestic Star to carry on his excellent work.
Right, so number 3, Majestic Star, last time it was impressive, wasn't it? You had him and he beats Campione, quite impressive. But Joe, who do you like in race 9?
All right, so I got to disappear again. Sorry. Race number 9, class 2. I took, I don't know if there's going to be a bit of value, but I took Ping Hai Galaxy. I liked his last win out. He also trialed well at Sha Tin. He's raced at Happy Valley. He's had a really bad performance in the last his penultimate race against Beauty Glory. But Beauty Glory, I think, is going to be the next pick in the next race, I think. But yeah, he's drawn well. He drew well that time, and going up in the class again, that doesn't concern me. I think he could hang with all of them, Majestic Star, Campione, but I don't like the draw either. Otherwise, I would have probably picked him. The Rock, that one's another interesting one too, but he's drawn wide as well. There's that short little run-in on the 1,200 meters, so I think that it's going to fit Ping Hai Galaxy a lot better. So I'm going to go with Ping Hai Galaxy for my pick in race number 9.
Yes, so number 12, Ping Hai Galaxy, he is another impressive last time winner. This time up to 1,200 meters should be a better trip for him. And Joshua agrees with Steve that number 3, Majestic Star, is having a good chance here. But for me, I will go for an outsider. Hopefully, he will have some good value. He will be my value bet. That will be number 10, Astrologer, because he's a 3-time winner at Happy Valley last season. He tried the Sha Tin track, but he didn't perform well, so it was forgivable last time out over the straight course. So returning back to Happy Valley this time is definitely a good decision. I still remember that last season when he caused a huge upset to have a maiden win in Hong Kong, it was his second up for the season. So this time, second up again, I'm expecting the same. So with a good barrier trial performance on October 14th, he chased impressively in the last furlong with Lau Hewison on board. So this time he will carry 4 pounds less than last. So I will have Astrologer as my value bet. And to recap race 9, Steve goes for number 3, Majestic Star. Joshua is also go for number 3, Majestic Star. Joe likes number 12, Ping Hai Galaxy, and my value bet, number 10, Astrologer in race 9. So going to the last leg of the treble will be race 10, class 2 over 1,200 meters. There are a lot of good horses in the final race here. Steve, who do you like? Maybe do you have your best bet?
Yes, I do. The last race, save the best till last, hopefully. Number 6, Winning Icy, trained by Casper Founds. Luke Ferrari is having a great relationship with his horse, been on board the last 3 times. He won on his final appearance last season, and he's carried on the good form this year, come back with back-to-back wins, so he's now going for the 4-timer. But as you say, a fantastic race. We've also got Street Scream, who is trying to bring up the hat-trick. But I just think that Winning Icy is in the form of his life, and also for Casper Founds, who's a trainer in great form. He's expecting at least 2 wins this at this meeting, with the likes of Nearly Fine as well flying the flag for him. But for me, yes, hopefully Winning Icy can be a winning best bet.
Yeah, definitely. Number 6, Winning Icy he is trained by Casper Fong. Usually, this trainer has brilliant performance at Happy Valley. Of course, this time he will send several good horses on on Sunday. I really agree that this is a race between Winning Icy, All Beauty, and Street Scream. So, Joe, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to go with Winning Icy, but I actually went with All Beauty, as you mentioned. He's had the one run at Happy Valley, and it was a win, and everything else after that at Shatin, he had one win after that. But then they're going to try him at Shatin again. I mean, at Happy Valley again. So I think that if he's done it once, he could do it again. I know he's a little bit on the heavier side with the 57 kilos in the Class 3. Another 1,200 meter race. I think he's more of a 12. He's more of a 1,400. He wants that extra furlong. But I think I like All Beauty's just having that win at Happy Valley at his first time out, especially with having Zach Burton. But now he gets Matthew Poon. I think you could take a little bit of a stab here. I really wanted Winning Icy. Nothing against the horse at all. Just right in form, as Steve mentioned. But I'm going to try to take him on here with number 5, All Beauty.
Yes, for number 5, All Beauty, this time he will have a gear change. Putting on the cheek pieces will be quite helpful. And for Joshua, he likes number 2, Street Scream. So I think that apart from having the treble, we can also have a trio or even the trifecta between these 3 horses, because I will also go for number 6, Winning Icy. Steve just mentioned a lot of advantage of this lovely horse. He has a good draw again, and Luke Ferrari knows the horse very well. I believe that he is able to have another good run. So to recap race 10, Steve has his best bet here. That will be number 6, Winning Icy. I will also have this horse in race 10. For Joe, he likes number 5, All Beauty, and Joshua goes from number 2, Street Scream. So after talking about the treble, let's talk about our best bet. Steve, can you remind us who will be our best bet?
Yes, number 6, Winning Icy in race number 10. As you say, a cracking race. I think Street Scream, who I picked last time to win, deserves a lot of respect as well. And he's also breaking from Great One, which is excellent. And also the likes of Stradale's an interesting horse, isn't he, for Jamie Richards, making a reappearance after something almost like 600 days off, but Zach Burton on board, and he's won 2 trials. You would like to think that he will be better for his return, but nothing's impossible with Jamie Richards and Zach Burton. But he's meeting he's meeting 2 horses in Street Scream, who's looking for the hat-trick, and Winning Icy. And I think the good thing about Winning Icy was his last run, and you'd think it would be becoming harder for him to win as he goes up the weights. But I think his defeat of Stormtrooper last time was, I think, visually the most impressive of his 3 wins. And he's gone up the highest. The handicapper hasn't missed him. He's gone up £8. But he just seems to be still very much an improving sort. And he's only had 7 runs. He's almost 50% strike rate. He's won 3 of them. So there's every chance of more to come.
Yes, right. So race 10, number 6, Winning Icy. He is still a 4-year-old. I think he is still improving. And Joe, who do you have as your best bet?
I'm going to take a bit of a stab here with Pretty Queen Prawn in race number 5. We've been on this one for a while, and I don't think he's won for us once. And they were finally he was trying to like break his maiden, and he finally did after all this time. He did have a somewhat decent performance in his last run at October 19th. And then he finally got a win with Lyle Hewitson. Booking of Antoine Hamlin isn't that much of a concern, since Lyle Hewitson doesn't seem to be in this. Oh yeah, he's an E Rainbow, so he's with David Hayes. So kind of interesting that he didn't go with Douglas White's mount. He went with David Hayes at the E Rainbow. But I think Pretty Queen Prawn has some really good form, and he just has to be within the pace, and then he'll finish it out. And I say he because it is a he, it's not a she. So number 4, Pretty Queen Prawn, race number 5 over the 1,000.
Yes, right. Pretty Queen Brown please be reminded he is a gelding, but he is owned by a very elegant lady. Pretty Queen Brown race 5, number 4. He will be breaking from gate 1. I think he can take advantage of the good draw. And for Joshua, his best bet will be race 7, number 2, Nearly Fine, another horse that trained by Casper Fong, seeking for a hat trick. It is quite interesting to see him climbing up to 2,200 meters. And for my value bet, it will be in race 2. I like number 5, Mega Bonus. He may not be a very, very good horse, but he is very honest. Whenever he gets a good draw, he can run well. So this time, gate 1 with Zach Purton on board, I think he will be the favorite, but it is also a good chance for him to win. Last time out, he ran a solid third under Wagner Borges. That race was favorable for some back markers, just like Sight Hero, the winner that I remember Steve you had, and Brave Star, who ran second, who was staying at the midfield. But Mega Bonus, who was leading, he still managed to run third, beaten by only 1 length. So I think it was quite impressive. So this time, Zach Purton takes the right, good draw again. Hopefully, he will win. So to recap our best bets on Sunday at Happy Valley, race 10, number 6, Winning Icy for Steve. Race 5, number 4, Pretty Queen Brown for Joe. Race 7, number 2, Nearly Fine for Joshua. And race 2, number 5, Mega Bonus for myself. And after talking about the best bets, let's talk about some outsider. Who will be your best value bet? Who will be your value bet, Steve?
I went to race number 6, and that is horse number 6, Vamos. I think the most likely winner here is Jumbo Legend. He got off the mark last time. He was quite impressive. And I think he'll probably confirm his superiority against the likes of Blue Stitch and Shining Fortune, although Shining Fortune was rather unlucky that day, and he's well drawn this time, and he also has to get Zach Purton, so that's an interesting horse. But I think Vamos is a horse I've always liked. His losing run stacking up. He's now nothing from 12, yet to win, but Lyle Hewitson stays on board. The last time he travelled really strongly and never quite. I thought he'd have more towards the end of the race, but he didn't. He finished 6th behind Lucky Gore, but he's drawn in 7, which is fine. He's come down £2 to a mark of 49. Hewitson stays on board. I think one of these days he'll come good. And although I think Jumbo Legend has a leading chance, we're looking for value here. So if something happens, if Jumbo Legend doesn't run his race, I think there's a good chance that my horse Vamos can place at the very least.
Yeah, so Vamos, number 6 in race 6, there is a gear change for him. Putting the hood on again, I think it is quite helpful for him to be focused on chasing, especially with Zach Purton on board. And Joe, how about you? Who will be your value bet?
Value bet's going to be race number 2 over the 1200. It's a class 4. I went with number 6, Speedy Fortune, who's drawn 1. Now, he hasn't raced yet, so he's gonna make his season debut. He had a good trot at Warwick Farm, but when he went to Charene, I think he's getting used to being climatized there now. I think he wanted also that he's gonna get a good draw. He's drawn number 1. The 1,000 is where they trialed him. I think he wants that extra furlong at Charene, and I looked over the field, and there could be some value with him. There's a lot of good horses, but some of them have drawn bad. Like Sight Hero is drawn. He won his last race, but he's drawn 11 on the 1200. And Speedy Fortune's drawn 1. Hardly Swears another one that's within form's drawn 8. So I'm gonna take it. Oh, and also Sunny and Gold number 10, who's drawn 3, who's climbing up with the weights. Now they started him at a 58.5. I don't think that's going to be a problem. He is a 3-year-old, so we'll see if he's going to be green or not. But I'm going to take number 6, Speedy Fortune, with Alex Bedell.
Yeah, so race 2, number 6, Speedy Fortune, who is going to make his debut in Hong Kong at Happy Valley. Before that, he already had 2 good barrier trial performances at Charene, but this time racing at Happy Valley. The main point is that getting the gate 1, he can just getting the rail. So I also think that he is having a good chance on Sunday. And for Joshua, his value bet will be race 4, number 4, Over the Moon, who just had a good Happy Valley barrier trial recently. And my value bet, like I just mentioned, it will be race 9, number 10, Astrologer. What I fancy is he is a better horse in his second up, along with a good preparation before this race. Hopefully, he can have good performance again. So to recap our value bet on Sunday, race 6, number 6, Vamos for Steve. race 2, number 6, Speedy Fortune for Joe, race 4, number 4, Over the Moon for Joshua, and race 9, number 10, Astrologer for me. So that's all for our preview on this Sunday meeting at Happy Valley. Hopefully you will have fun. Like I just mentioned, it is just once in a season Happy Valley Day meeting. The atmosphere will be really great. So hopefully we can also bring you some winner. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time for the Happy Valley preview again. See you next time. Bye-bye.